Alright, what's up, guys? Who felt that wolf moon, that full moon, January full moon? The first moon of the year is called the wolf moon, in case you didn't know. Maybe you do. I expect some of you already know. I know that seems like, if you're new to this channel, this is a masculine space, a spiritual space, and you might be thinking, Nathan, are you one of those weird dudes into like astrology and the moon phases and all this other stuff that we associate with the feminine? The thing is, bro, life's cycles, nature cycles, natural cycles. Astrology is not inherently feminine. I'm not going to go into it because this is not the point of the video, believe it or not. But the thing is, it's ritual. It's a very good way to organize our lives. It's one way that I found that I understood, because I used to be one of those dudes that were like, why do people care so much about the phases of the moon? Who cares? Like, why does it matter? How does it influence anything? And the moon is associated with the feminine because the cycle of a woman follows the moon. Like, that's how it's supposed to be. If you want your woman or a woman you really care about, or any woman, right? It doesn't even matter if you care about her or know about her. The best, healthiest feminine menstrual cycle is the one that is in sync with the moon. It's beautiful how there are patterns in life and it just replicates itself. So the reason the moon, I don't follow it religiously or anything like that, but I find the use in it because the moon symbolizes cycles. So let's say the new moon is starting a new cycle. So it's a really good time to start new things, to become refreshed, to let go of the old, while the full moon is about completing the cycle of what we started. So it's like literally a monthly thing that can keep us accountable, even if we don't believe in the more spiritual side of things. It's just a really good way to keep track of our goals. It's funny how we turn it more into like a masculine thing, but that's the way I see it. It's a really good ritual space. After going through some challenging times, I feel fired up, I feel good. So today I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to be unfiltered, just raw, no sugar coating, because sometimes that's what we need to hear. The new life we want, the new life you want, is going to cost you your old one. Straight up. There's no other way. And there's something maybe that you're thinking of now, fear, some fear that you're holding on to. Maybe you're coping. And same here, bro. Even filming these videos, sometimes with certain visions I have of my future, certain things that I want, there's a bit of fear there. There's a bit of fear of the unknown. Despite working on myself so much, I have to come to terms that in ways I'm clinging to things that are not actually useful. That I'm trying to say, oh yeah, like, whatever, just delaying, when really I know I have to let things go. I have to let go of habits. I have to let go of beliefs. Mostly the beliefs and the identity. Right now, bro, I work a 9 to 5. It's not actually a 9 to 5 because I go to work at 4 a.m., believe it or not. And even though I don't identify as someone who is a 9 to 5er, who is going to be a slave to the system, who's always going to be in the matrix, as they say, who's always going to be plugging away without choice. And I'm not one of those fearmonger guys. Like, I do my best to make it a positive experience. Believe it or not, I don't hate my job. I don't hate my life. But there are certain things about living that kind of life that is painful. And I have to confront it. I have to be real and be like, why am I behaving like this is going to be my future? This is going to be the place I'm staying when I know that is not aligned. And I genuinely believe if you're a spiritual guy or a guy with that type of drive who seeks freedom, the masculine seeks freedom, right? In The Way of the Superior Man, David Deida illustrates. He says, the masculine is always seeking freedom. And I found that to be true historically, mythologically, however you want to cut it. So how is a 9 to 5 conducive to that? It's not. It's simply not. It's not compatible. But letting go of the safety of that 40-hour work week, of the benefits, especially here in America, it's a great safety net, but it's the way they keep you plugged in. And I know most of you watching this know this. Even people who aren't spiritual necessarily know of this trap, know of the little things they give you to keep you down, to keep you settled, to keep you satisfied with the bare minimum. But we do not want the bare minimum. So for me, that's something that, although I've done a lot of work and I've let go, my reality is still working on replacing that. And there's still certain aspects that I know I'm still clinging on to because of fear. That's why I don't sugarcoat it. I'm sure there is something there that's going to cost you something old. It's going to cost you something. The acquisition of power, of influence, of freedom, there's something that must be given, a sort of sacrifice. It doesn't have to be anything super grand. And if anything, Letting go of that energy, letting go of something frees you up. It's for a net good, it's for a benefit. We cannot stay stuck in these cycles, in these patterns. And think about it right now for yourself. Who you are right now, watching this video, who you are right now. Really, like, I want you to pause and really feel yourself. Really come back to your center, to your core, and feel yourself, who you are right now. Now compare it to who you were 5 years ago. Are you the same person? Did you not have to let things go? Did you not have to release beliefs? Did you not have to release old identities, old patterns, even people you were surrounded with? Did you not have to do that? And yet you've evolved. You came out of that chrysalis. You came out of that into a new being, into a new you. And even when you were afraid, you had fear in your heart. Sometimes you couldn't sleep, whatever it was nagging at you. And you were grappling your head. You just felt like you weren't ready. Yet somehow you came out of that. I've come out of that. Sometimes that little bit of pain is actually the wake-up call we need. Because all the change that I've done, while yes, ultimately I want to do things out of love, out of that higher frequency, out of compassion, out of enlightenment, out of all these good feelings. Think long term, that's the goal. But when I think about it, I always needed a little bit of that pain, a little bit of that push. I've worked the worst hours, like dead ass. I've worked all the worst hours. Even right now, you could say my work schedule is terrible. 4 a.m., right? Like most people wouldn't be able to do that. Like I wake up about 2:30 a.m. It's not a normal schedule by any means. Yet I've been able to make it work. And because I'm pretty satisfied with life, I'm able to live a pretty nice life. I like it. I enjoy it. It's just not conducive to my actual life goals. It's taking away from what I can give to the world. But in the past, for example, I've worked 10 p.m., 12 a.m., 2 a.m. I've worked all these different hours. I've sacrificed my mental health, my physical health. I've gone to school, sleep deprived. I've done these things, and that little bit of pain of knowing what it's like to be a slave, essentially, to have no choice, no freedom, and still be broke, feeling tired, feeling sleep deprived, deprived of food, working away, no choice. This is not to bitch, but it's just the reality, the pain of feeling that, of being a rat in the rat race. And that pain, I remember it. I remember the pain of going to bed at 5 p.m. and waking up in the middle of the night, dead at night, driving to work. I'm nauseous because I'm not able to eat in the morning, but I'm forcing myself because it's a warehouse job. If I don't eat, I don't have energy. Killing myself, literally giving myself fucking arthritis and shit in my fingers, and still dead broke, still unable to retire my mother, still unable to provide the way I want to provide. I remember that pain and it fuels me. I'm not just fueled by pain, to make it clear, but I remember the other side of it, especially now, knowing now that there's abundance everywhere, that when we become abundant, that when we attract abundance, everything opens up, that when our perspective changes, we're able to see the opportunities everywhere. If anything, you start to see opportunities so much that now the problem is you have to pick one lane and stick to it, have discipline. And that's a beautiful problem to have too. See so many opportunities because our mind has changed. We have become different. We have let go of the old identity, of the old person we used to be, of the old beliefs, of the old thoughts, that now there's opportunity everywhere. Then now the issue is sticking to one thing, being genuine, being authentic, being loving, being compassionate, and moving up. It's much better than the alternative, than the hell that I remember from the past. So that's why I'm telling you right now, if there's something, I've identified a few things for myself. I do not pretend to be a guru. I do not pretend to know everything. I do not. I'm simply here on this journey with you. I'm here with you on the ride to life. With a spiritual perspective, with a masculine perspective. That's it. And I'll be real with you, the mistakes are going to happen. I'm going to change my mind here and there. I'm going to learn along with you. And I hope to God that I make the right decisions, that it comes from my heart, that it comes from the higher self, that it comes from something transcendent. As you can tell, I'm very fired up, bro. Today has just been one of those days. I'm sure you can relate. You have those days where you're just fired up. You can feel your heart, like that heart chakra is just open, and then you're actually feeling aligned. And you feel those downloads, like everybody has these gifts. For me, it's music. When I hear music, there's certain things that come up for me, certain ideas. It's like messages in a way. Some people, it's other things, but for me, it's always been music and auditory type of things, people talking, etc. If you're interested in coming along with me on this journey, I have a community that I'm building. It's very bare bones right now, but it's going to be built with blood, sweat, and tears. All right, that was dramatic, but it's going to be built with a lot of love, but also a lot of effort, a lot of discipline. And I want you to join my community if you resonate with this message. At one point, I literally want there to be meetups. I want there to be hiking trips, survivalist trips, all this cool shit that is missing out there that we can create. The link is going to be down in the description. Watch the video in the link and let's build something bigger than us. I know I can't build this alone. This is why I ask my brothers to join me. And for those who are new and don't know me, my name is Nathan. I go by Nate Rocks. This is a space for the sacred masculine. This is a safe space for the masculine, the spiritually aligned masculine. We're fire and fury. We're also connected to the higher self, the heavens. If you resonate with my message, click on the link down below, like and subscribe so you can follow for more and help push out this message, the message that is sorely missing in the society. And you see it everywhere, I'm sure. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.